kind of know bottled water's a bit of a scam.
Paying $4 or $5 for something that you can essentially get for free is madness in any part of the economic cycle, but particularly so during a cost of living crisis. A lot of us appear to give no fucks about the consumer price index though.
I mean, it's one banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
But there's knowingly getting ripped off and wearing it because you're lazy, and then there's what Coca-Cola is doing with its Mount Franklin spring water brand.
Let me guess, it's not from Mount Franklin.
The bunny ears gave it away. No, it's not. Water from Mount Franklin proper comes from a natural spring in the rolling hills of southern Victoria. Spring water sold by Coca-Cola as Mount Franklin spring water in WA comes from a hole in the ground that's 3,300 kilometres away from Mount Franklin proper, in the Battler Perth local government area of Armadale.
Good working class area.
It would be a working class area if anyone down there held a job. Not that they need to. They can sit back and watch their property prices go up from a very low base. Armadale, which aspirational locals refer to as the Dale and realistic locals refer to as Armour Hole, is home to a water bore that for the past 3 decades has been tapped for free by Coca-Cola.
How do you mean for free?
The bore is in something called an unproclaimed groundwater area, which means you don't need to pay for it. Something which the Coca-Cola company has been doing to the tune of 280,000 litres per week ever since Coca-Cola ads looked like this.
So they're draining the bore?
They say they replenish it.
Well, with what?
I'm too scared to ask. The fact that a company which books annual revenue of $30 billion is allowed to take water for free isn't the scandal. The scandal is we've been paying $5 a bottle for water that comes from a hole in the ground in a part of Perth where bikies put people who owe them money in holes in the ground.
It's a bit nutty.
When you think of pure Australian spring water of exceptional quality and purity as nature intended, as the Mount Franklin label says, you probably think of this. You almost certainly don't think of this. It's flat out false advertising.
60% of the time, it works every time.
In New South Wales, Coke's been taking its Mount Franklin water from a bore that's 20 kilometres from Bowral, a 7-hour drive from the real Mount Franklin spring. And the only reason we know about that bit of corporate deception is because the company revealed the source when it objected to a sand mine planned for nearby.
Well, who can afford bottled water nowadays anyway?
Our dollars are about to go a lot further, according to the Federal Treasurer. Jim Chalmers reckons the war on inflation is about to end. He's made the out-of-the-box prediction that inflation will be back within acceptable limits this year, 2.75% by Christmas.
You sit on a throne of lies.
And you don't believe
No, he's about to deliver a budget which has cost of living relief, read more money in your pocket, as a central theme. And he's doing that as state treasurers are throwing wads of cash at us through student payments and electricity bill rebates. All that cash is going to start swirling around the system in the next few months, and I'm sorry, there is no way that's anything other than inflationary. It's not just me that thinks so. Nobody believes Jim when he says CPI will hit 2.75% anytime this year. The Governor of the Reserve Bank of Australia doesn't believe him. The International Monetary Fund doesn't believe him. The OECD doesn't believe him. And the country's biggest bank doesn't believe him.
So not much support for his position.
Chalmers is out there all alone.
Hello? I'm cold.
He is desperate for the illusion that inflation is under control because it allows him to dangle the prospect of interest rate cuts to all those homeowners who are hanging on by a thread. Unfortunately, the history of this matter suggests a lot of people won't be saved. The current cash rate, that's 4.35%, looks high relative to the last few years. But if you go back to when Coca-Cola ads look like this,
Just in the mood for it, love of it, here's of it.
you'll see that we're actually a little under what might be considered the historical norm. Could be tap water for a while longer. I'm Ben Harvey. For more Up Late, click the subscribe button below.